Perspective. There's a group of people that needed you, wanted you to play the bad guy, but they did not expect that you would play your part. It's like a work of art. That's what Spirit just says. Somebody wanted you to play the bad guy. You said, okay, I can play the bad guy, but you don't want me to play my part? You don't want to talk about a war that you continue to start? Oh, you want me to be the bad guy? That's what Spirit just said. Listen, welcome to Spiritual Court TV. Come on in, okay? Come on in, collective. If you're returning back, welcome back. Let's see what's going on, y'all. Divine Mother, Divine Truth, Divine Father, the Messiah, true love, high honor. Listen, you are so important. You are so important, collective. This is what Spirit is saying. And you know this. You already know this. You can feel it. You can feel it. Something about a relationship with the divine, Divine Mother, Divine Father. Somebody wanted you to play the bad guy. They needed you to play the bad guy. Usually when people need you to play the bad guy, it's because they're deflecting from the dark things that they're doing. They don't want their own inner bad guy shadow to come out. When you're afraid of your own shadow, you are a very dangerous person. You are. And you're in danger when you're in the presence of your own shadow. Somebody needed you to be the bad guy, though, because this would give them a reason to be the bad guy. That's what I just heard. I could be the bad guy. Oh, y'all don't want me to play my part? Took that shit and made it like a work of art. 144. You're coming out as a boss guy, a boss lady, a boss baby. Somebody was born a boss, something like that. Leadership. I can't make this up. You got the high priest energy, okay? You got somebody that is praying that you be seen as the bad guy. They need you to listen. Somebody desperately needs you to play the bad guy. It's a karmic feminine manifestation because they need to attract this wealthy man. I need you to be the bad guy, but then they didn't expect that you would play your part. You treated somebody's magic like a work of art and you turn it into a manifestation of something else, a manifesto. Clarify what happened. Why they need you to be the bad guy? What happened? What happened? You need that destiny. You want that nice guy. Somebody's really trying to appeal to a wealthy guy, a divine masculine, a very stable individual. This guy's a business owner, a CEO, if you will. Somebody owns several businesses. He's here collecting on his karma, his good karma. Whoever this man is, he's attained this wealth of knowledge and abundance over lifetimes. And there's a karmic feminine that needs you to play the bad guy. She needs you to be unstable. Hence the fact that the chakras wanted to come up in the reverse. She's praying that you be the bad guy. Because if not, he's going to see that she's not the nice lady. Oh man, the karmic feminine. She's trying to bind you to her karma, her karmic feminine woman ways, lady ways, okay? Clarify, lady days or something like that. Clarify. So divine feminine says, sure, I could be the bad guy. She's like, what? Huh? What? What? Yeah. You said, okay, sure, no problem. Oh, you want me to be the bad guy? You didn't expect that I would play my part? You didn't think I was a work of art? I'm about to show you something. 355 on the timer. Karmic feminine. Now she's confused. But I thought you wanted us to play the bad guy. You desperately needed us to play the bad guy. I heard a group of people needed us to be the bad guy. There seems to be one person, one last man, woman standing, a karmic feminine, that needs the confusion and illusions and whatever they're bound to, they're praying that they can manifest you being the bad guy. Okay? It's lonely at the bottom, Spirit says. Because right now with the collective, the top is crowded. There's a lot of people ascending to their highest good. Remember, it used to be lonely at the top, and then you realize you were never alone. You were just 444 on the energy. Okay, what's going on? This person is shocked. Yeah, they wanted you to be the bad guy. Somebody's got to be the bad guy, the flying monkey. So then you said, okay, I'll be the wind beneath your wings. I'll entertain you. I'll be the bad guy. I guess you were never supposed to agree to be the bad guy. Somebody didn't think that your shadows were so well with you. Somebody wanted to feed your shadows. That's what I just heard. Somebody may have even done a ritual feeding somebody's shadows. Why am I seeing that? In Santeria, what are you doing? You fed somebody's shadows? Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Because you wanted to know how they achieved this level. Somebody wanted to know how a feminine, how a masculine achieved a certain level, so they fed their shadow with fears. And in this, they needed you to be the bad guy. But they didn't expect that you would play your part. And you still somehow came out on top as being somebody that's worth getting good karma. How nice to play the bad guy. Yeah, yeah, I can't make it up. I could be the bad guy you didn't expect for me to play my part. And now you are the bad guy. And now it's time for us to part. I did my job. I'm on the move. And I was coming in to teach you. Somebody's shocked that you are the divine nature in essence here in the earth. Surprise! You're on God's camera. God said, I saw that. Somebody's pissed off. How did somebody lose at their own game? I can merely imagine somebody clutching their pearls and being taken aback and being shocked at the fact that they were beat at their own game when you agreed to play the game. You didn't have to, but you did it as a courtesy to source. You said, oh, this is an assignment. You were hidden in plain sight when somebody wanted to provoke you into being the bad guy. I hear this person saying, everybody's got something bad. I'm going to feed your shadows until you're full of whatever this is that you did in the past. You're going to show me how you survived. And what they found was that you were truly divine. They want to feed your shadows and know how you made it out of the dark. You called upon the Most High God and you did it with all your heart. And that's why you're still here. And that's why you've been delivered. But when you agreed to play the bad guy, they didn't know that you were really dressed up as a karmic lesson. Ain't that a blessing? Okay. Somebody's out here stressing. Attitudes of animosity are exempt from attitudes of gratitude. They're just not the same thing, okay? You needed us to play the bad guy. So then we decided to play our part. And now we're the devil's advocate. Is that what they're saying? It's a karmic feminine saying that you're the devil's advocate. Okay, well, you asked us to play the part. Didn't you need a bad guy? Didn't you need a bad gal? Okay. Didn't you need for the sweetheart to take on your sins and process them? And, yeah, look at this, hidden in plain sight. Somebody's a sweetheart. Somebody has good intentions. Somebody has a beautiful spirit, a beautiful soul, enamored, achievement, and you're getting a lot of attention. There's a boss here. There's a very wealthy guy that people are trying to manifest, or this person in particular, because I feel like a group of people needed you to play the bad guy. You're in alignment though. So when you agreed to play your part, this then confused the game and people had to go back to the dugout, to the drawing board. They had to figure it out. They said meeting in the devil's den. We got to come on in here. We got to talk about this, because how the hell did the bad guy outsmart us? How is it that we're bound? How is it that we're in this bondage, bound to whatever this confusion and illusion is? The flying monkeys are in a meeting. And it's like, yeah. Yeah, I just heard they got a meeting in hell's room. They'll be back real soon. They did didn't know that you were the blessing. Now somebody's sitting up trying to figure out how they're out here learning the lesson. This shit was over before it started. Somebody's like, oh, okay, I need you to be the bad guy. You're like, sure, no problem. Not a problem. Only a solution. I'm on assignment. Now they're like, huh? You're okay with being the bad guy? Yeah, sure, why not? If that's what you need, whatever you like. It's a mirroring. Whatever you like. The rising star. There's too much light around here not to shine the light in the presence of darkness. Something that you do for work, occupation. Some of you could be in some type of metaphysical field. You're a healer. You're a doctor. You're somebody that knows how to operate in the middle of whatever this role was being casted. And so you took center sage. Wow, the sage that is rising. You're the star that's rising. You took center stage and you played the bad guy. You did a really good job of it. So much so that the person who wrote the script and thought that they were going to narrate how things were going to go and determine how you were going to be seen is something that you mastered. Now they're mad because you look good being the bad guy. Oh, man. So now people see you as a good guy. I mean, which one is it? We're going to have to choose our evils here or pick our poisons or potions and lotions and whatever it is. You got to make a choice. You got to choose your illusion. You got to be conscious by way of choosing your confusion. Now somebody's in this energy of animosity. They don't know how. They wanted you to be the bad guy. You said, okay. You signed the contract. You said, okay, I'll be the bad guy. And then you went out here and you look really good doing it. It's really pissing somebody off, man. Damn. And you're unbothered. Because you're really such a sweetheart. You know what I mean? That's so nice of you to play the bad guy. Something about your achievements, something about attractiveness. You're attracting just whatever this is that you're calling in, all while you're being deemed to be the bad guy. It was scripted, they said, flying monkeys ass energy, and they're trying to figure out how you did it. They're calling you an ice queen. They said that there's an ice box where your heart used to be, but your heart is so sweet. That's impossible. You're in this achievement energy. Something about actual money, feria, mozzarella, a little bit of dinero, or a whole bunch, it sounds like. Something like that, boss energy. Somebody wanted you to be the bad guy. You're going to be the bad guy. I'm going to write the story, you little ugly little twit, and you're going to be the bad guy. That's what they said. They wrote it, they said it, and so molded it to be. And you said, sure, no problem. I'll be the bad guy. Not a problem. Give me just a moment. I'm having a conversation with my shadow. I'm having a conversation with my higher self. So you went out on stage and you played the bad guy, and then you ended up getting some type of Academy Award, you know, and you're out there waving and hey you, yeah, hey you, we're gonna make you the bad guy. You're gonna be the bad guy. We heard, you said, she said, whatever. That's what the role requires. You're bound to us. You're going to do what we say. Shut the hell up and do it. Karmic feminine. So you went out there and you said, okay, I'm on stage. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Is this thing on? Hi. Hey there. Look at the smile on your face. Yes. Hi. I'm here to play the bad guy. It was a work of art for you, occupation. You treated it like a serious job, you know, you did. And now you're unbothered and now you're getting some type of payout for doing a good job. I feel like if you signed up for a role that people wanted you to play the bad guy, and now you're playing this character and you're unbothered and you're doing a really good job of it, you took it and turned it to a work of art and now you're reaping the benefits by way of achievement. I feel like it's only fair that the universe is saying, you know, we're just going to reward you. You did such a really good job in the face of whatever this was. Yeah, you need me to be the bad guy. Okay, sure. Somebody's like, no problem. It's not a problem. Okay. The flying monkeys. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, so we got intuition in the reverse. I don't like the way that card fell. Why did intuition come up in the reverse? They wanted to block your intuition to the fact that they were making you. Okay, thank you, Spirit. They were okay. So this card was correct. Let me put it back. Okay. Intuition fell in the reverse. This somehow was supposed to leave you in a bad energy long enough that they could, pat you down, pat your pockets, steal something from you, run away with it. And they were obsessed over this. Once they came up with the idea that you were going to play this role, being the bad guy, I'm a firm believer that the world is really just a stage and everybody has their very intricate parts. And the divine is so non invasive when it comes to free will that everybody can do what it is that they want. Do as thou wilt. And so when you realize that this was a beautiful opportunity for you to play the bad guy, you knew that the blessing was in that. And so you decided, okay, sure, I'll play. Would you like to play a game? Yeah. Would you like to be this person in a play on stage? Sure. And now the people who've written the script are trying to figure out what the hell has actually happened. Do we or do we not have your intuition? And how is it that you can see us so clearly? Somebody is literally laughing hysterically right now. Somebody's laughing hysterically? Yeah. Moving right on down the yellow brick road. Child, this is funny to somebody. Literally, somebody is like, you know how you find something that's really funny and you can't stop laughing? And then you're like, oh my God, like your stomach hurts and you got tears in your eyes. You're like, and you're trying to catch your breath. But it's so funny. Even if it's not funny to anybody else, it's funny to you. That's the energy that I get. That's the energy that I get because these people are trying to figure out, is it me or is it you whose intuition is? Listen, somebody is really trying to figure out like what the hell is going on here, okay? It's the audacity of bondage and animosity. Okay, I'll be your bad guy. Clarify. Now the blessing is here. Sure, you went to work. Then you took all the nasty energy, the evil eye energy, the animosity, the thievery, the karmic energy, the endings, the flying monkey energy, and you turned it into a beautiful body of work. They're mad because you showed up to go to work to play the bad guy. And you did such a good job. So now that's a problem. They didn't expect for you to play your part not that good. You treated it like a work of art. So let's just say somebody thought they were going to come along and take your ability to manifest or think or whatever your gift is. Like, yeah, I got your gifts, right? You took it and then now you're reaping the benefits of it. So whatever was tossed your way, it got transmuted into blessings. Listen, somebody's got to be the bad guy in the story. It might as well be the divine. If this is what people need in order to see themselves, so shall it be. Confusion and illusion, animosity. They're trying to figure out, how did you take all that? What you do? How did you do it? And this is where the obsession begins, okay? Now, at this point, this is normally when flying monkeys need to stop flying around, flapping their wings, saying whatever, if they have not been put to the ground as of yet. And they need to realize that maybe we need to just sit back and take a look-see, okay? However, they then become obsessed with the fact that, you did a better job of playing the bad guy than we did. It's like these people need to choose what it is that they want. And I don't think they know, do you want me to be the good guy or the bad guy? Because either way, I'm in the South node. What is lurking beneath the veil is something that is really just hell, but it's the bad guy. It's the shadow. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Listen, now these people are mad. They're coming off like immature children throwing tantrums. These are people that should be properly spiritually adulting, but they're acting like weird little badass children, just bad children. There's no such thing as bad children unless they're full grown. Because at some point you're gonna have to really sit down with the little version of yourself and sit yourself on your lap and say, hey, little girl, little boy, you are safe. You better talk to your inner child. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Let's see. Give me more. They wanted us to play the bad guy. You look damn good doing it, collective. Whatever you did, you saw it coming from a mile away while you were sitting in your protective bubble. You got the download from the creator. You asked for instructions, and then you went to play the bad guy. You went into the dark. You went into the valley of the shadows of death. Somebody scripted it that way. They wrote it out. They scried it. They cried it. They projected it. They said this is what they wanted it to be. All the while, they thought that your intuition was blocked and that you couldn't see with the Two of Swords. And you end up coming out with the Nine of Cups. These are thieves, okay? They thought that they were slicker than a can of oil. But if they needed you to play the bad guy, that means that they've done some things that they don't want anybody to know about, or they don't want to take accountability for. Something like that. Here, you take my karma. I'm out. They didn't get that far, though. With the Two of Wands, it's like that. It's like somebody rushing in a haste. It's like, breathe, calm down. No, gotta go. Hey, here, can you hold that for me? You know, you're going to be the bad guy and I'm going to go. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So you said, okay, Ace of Wands. You took all that nasty shadow energy, pain and fear and oh my God, and what am I going to do? You turned that shit into a dramatic art piece. You stood on the stage in your thespian energy. You said, hey there. Well, what character are you playing? Oh, me? Yeah, I'm going to be the bad guy. And you did a really good job. You sophisticated, supernatural, alien nation, magi. Ooh, you're encrypted. Ooh, now somebody's throwing up the crypt sign because they're spiritually crippled by the fact that you were playing a good job being the bad guy. Right, bitch? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay. All right. Five of Wands is jealousy, hatred, evil eye, mad, anger, backfire, hexing, cursing, crossing up, binding, all kind of things. Everything that is of ill repute that you could think of was in the darkness. Five of Wands. Clarify. Now they're mad. Now they're fighting you for the spot to play the role as the bad guy. So now they want to be casted as the bad guy. But weren't they the bad guys? You did it with heart, collective. You treated it like a work of art. Six of Cups in the reverse. Uh-oh, somebody's stuck in the shadows in the valley of death with that scorpionic energy. They went back to the grave. They went back into the dead. They went back into the obsession because you made it look good. You showed up to play the part. You treated it like a work of art. You turned this nasty energy into the Eight of Pentacles. Remember, you had a full basket of fruit and all this, and they're sitting up looking like, what? You're in the Nine of Cups. Your cups are overflowing. Maybe you're, just having a really good time. It's celebratory. It's really a spiritual extravaganza. That's what God just said. Okay. And now they back in the shadows because now they're obsessed with how you did that. Somebody's obsessed with how you did that. How'd you do that? Tell me how you did that. So now they're going into the shadows, obsessed, trying to extract the way you did that. How'd you make being the bad guy look so good? And how'd you make being the good guy look so bad? Like, what happened here? How did this happen? So this is where their confusion and illusions have backfired on them. How'd you come out so stable? This is how you came out after you put everything out on the table. The Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. That doesn't have to be a sign that you identify with, but it absolutely represents how you took something that was supposed to have you, I don't know, running from the bad side, running from the dark, the devil. Somebody wanted to send the devil after you. You came out with earth energy, secrets of the pharaohs, ancient aliens. These people feel like you tricked them into the dark. Now they're stuck there because they feel like if you did it, we can do it. But wait a minute, y'all never did it to begin with. You didn't do it the first time. Remember, you left us. You said, here, take that. We're like, okay, cool. You left us with it. So we mastered the art. You went back now into the dark to try to figure out how we mastered the art, but you didn't want to be the bad guy. So now you're ending up with all your karma. So basically, these people went in a full circle. They ended up with the bad guy energy that they wanted you to hold. The projections that they wanted you to hold. Somebody would have preferred that you would have been the one that got destroyed. But when you didn't, they became obsessed with how you did not get destroyed, forcing them back into the shadows to meet judgment. They ran right into their karma. They feel like they got tricked. You're coming out as the King of Cups energy, masculine water energy, ascending Empress energy. How did you do that? How did you do that? Okay. Yeah, Empress energy. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to be the bad guy. Okay. Ascendants. You've gone to a new level. You have a bigger crown. Okay. And it definitely doesn't fit on these people's bum ass lace fronts or whatever they got going on. Justice is the scales and balance, the liberation of Libran energy, Mayan energy. Okay. Something about the planetary alignment, swords and scales. What was said is being weighed. You're the mother of invention. You're the mother of intention. You're the mother with good intentions, divine feminine energy. King of Cups energy, you're a master of your own heart. Queen of Pentacles, you are the earth. You are Gaia. You have the secrets of the pharaohs, the ancient aliens. You're ascending to your highest good. And something's being removed out of your way in order for your flow to come in. It's been storming all day, baby. When I tell you the rain is raining, oh, rain down on me, let your love just shower us, just rain on me. Mama water, bring us water, rain down on us. Something's being cleared out. Something that was planned for the full moon has been canceled. I just heard the full moon shenanigans in the shadows have been canceled. So soon? How soon? Right now? Today? Yeah. Something happened around April the 5th. Okay. Wasn't that like the first moon cycle or something like this? These fools took a chance and left you to be the bad guy. And they're like, oh, we're out. Bye. And then they looked ahead of them and they saw you as the Empress. But wait a minute, we left you back there. How is it that you ended up where it was that we were trying to go? Somebody ran right into their karma with justice and you were standing there with the scales. Oh my God. Is that you? You're like, yes, I just won an award for playing the bad guy. And the Academy Award goes to the Empress, the star. Congratulations, you did such a good job playing the bad guy. You said, well, it was really easy. Because I can kind of see with this sweetheart how the bad guy needed to be scripted. The devil, he's a rebel. He's a bad little dark little shadow. Ooh, ooh, it's a rebel. He's an ugly little face little devil. You played your role. You showed up. You said, oh. And now everybody's pointing. They're like, oh my God, that's her. That's her. That's him. That's her. It's the one that played the bad guy. Yeah, they say he got an award. Yeah, they say he's in this prosperous energy. Like, listen, how is it that you got these accolades? This is what they want to know. They could be seeing 555. The universe is telling them 5 of wands. Chaos is coming. 5 of pentacles. Poverty is coming. 5 of swords. All that shit they thought they left behind. So when they jumped the timeline and they looked straight ahead, you were up there standing there like this, accepting your award. And they're like, wait, what? Wait, we left you in the 5 of Pentacles. We left you for dead. We saw it. We all saw it together. They're like, how did she do that? How did he do that? So they went back into the past, retrograde, 6 of Cups. They went into the depths. They went into the dark. They went into death. They called upon death. 6 of Cups is Scorpio energy, but it's in the reverse. And they ended up running into their own karma. Now you see how everybody is playing their proper part now? Exit stage left, because it's one thing to play the part and it's another thing to be the bad guy. So if they desperately needed you to be the bad guy, that means you were never really the bad guy, but you took on the role of the bad guy. If that's what we needed in order for people to get this lesson to come to balance, sure, I'll be the bad guy. That's so big of you, collective, divine feminine, divine masculine. You did it. You did it for the crew. You took one for the team, the devil. You did. And so as they were looking straight ahead after they thought they had gotten away with it, child, they ran into the 6 of Cups in the reverse. And somebody's like, wait a minute, like, is our GPS working? Like, how the hell did we get here? Six of Cups, they're in a loop. Right back where they started. Five of Pentacles, holding that nasty energy because they are the bad guys. They're not pretending, they're not playing, and you're the star. You see the way everybody got a lesson? Yeah, I just heard come to the front of the class. Oh man, that is so good. Oh, 10 of Wands. Yeah. And now there's more hell to pay. You see how that works? So let's just say I do something and I don't take accountability. And I'm like, no, it was you. And I dump it on you. Then I jump a timeline. I'm out only to run into you at the end of the street, the spiritual police that put you in spiritual jail. And they're like, oh, how did you get out of that? Wait, what? That's not her up ahead. And then they're too afraid to look back because remember, they were told not to look back. And then they realized that they got double the trouble. So whatever they were running from, wherever they needed you to play the bad guy in their story without looking at their shadows, they now have double the trouble. When they really should have just worked with that little bit of energy before they tried to cast you in this weird ass, play of you being the bad guy. Somebody didn't know that you were a professional, spiritual, divine, like thespian, a woman of the cosmos, a man of the cosmos. All it is to get a man? Child. I just heard good men come a dime a dozen. Yeah, and the dimes are in the house in Hermit, all covered up. Child, listen, we're not out here like that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You don't have to tell a decent woman to be a decent woman. And that doesn't always mean stand in the house. The hermit could just mean a woman who knows who she is. It's a very beautiful power. It's the kind of silent power that's deadly. She might be calm, she might be quiet, but trust me, this calm and this calm energy is really not what you want. Don't poke the bear. Nine of Wands. Now they running from the shit they tried to toss on you. Okay. Now they're being seen as the bad guy. And that's what the double trouble is. So somebody wanted you to be the bad guy. You said, okay, I'll be the bad guy. Then you got an award for being the bad guy. And everybody's now calling you a sweetheart. Okay. This person, this could have been like a humiliation ritual. Is that what this was? Okay. Maybe that's what this is or what it was. Okay. So now everybody's seeing them as the bad guy. Okay. Now we know who the bad guys are. Okay. Yeah. The truth is here. I can't make it up. Ace of Swords. I can't make it up. The truth is here. Everybody knows who the bad guy is because they're saying if Collective is such a bad guy, if she's such a bad woman and he's such a bad guy, why is it that Collective is in the Ten of Pentacles? Why is it that God is blessing this person? Yeah, these people thought this was cute. They thought it was funny. That's what I just heard. God don't like ugly and ain't too fond of cute. Somebody needed you to be the bad guy. They needed you to be ugly. They needed you to be nasty. They needed you to, it reminds me of that movie, y'all, when Halle Berry, played the crackhead. This is what she looks like in real time. She's beautiful. She's ageless, right? She's beautiful. But in the movie, it was like, damn, that's Halle Berry. This is what she looked like in the movie. Remember, she was playing the bad guy. She's playing a drug addict. She was playing it, yeah. It's giving that kind of energy. And then she gets recognized for her work of art of making the bad guy be so believable that it revealed the real bad guys. It made us look at crackheads differently. It made us look at the bad guy differently. But the bad guy is really shy because they don't want to be bad because they done some stuff that they're embarrassed of. Don't ever do anything that you can't live with. Don't ever make decisions that you can't live with. These are suggestions. Y'all got free will. Somebody's still going to go against the grain and take that wisdom and it's going to go through one ear right out the other. Clarify, Holy Spirit. What's the deal? What is going on, Holy Spirit? What is it? Thank you, Holy Spirit. The Three of Cups, okay? So the Three of Cups is manifestation, celebrations, good karma, star energy, justice, balance, divine. Okay, so Creator is telling these people, like, this person is destined for greatness. Something about your confidence, something about judgment being called down over the Queen of Wands energy, which is your confidence. So this was supposed to be a humiliation ritual. Somebody wanted to beat you down. They did not want you to get up. So the joke was really supposed to be on you, collective. That was what it was. They never wanted you to get up. They wanted to block your intuition. It's like talking to an enemy that's talking to you really sweet and they're acting like they really like you, but they don't. This is the energy. It's like, hey, how you been? But really they doing stuff behind the scenes like they really want to hurt you. They really want to murk you. Yeah, they really want to murk you. And I'm not talking about the can murk. They wanted to stomp you down and break you down, honey, and humiliate you, have you looking real bad. And now they're under judgment because now this is them. But if that's them, then who is this? This right here is the star, the Empress energy, divine collective. You did a really good job of playing the bad guy, judgment. Sometimes you just got to let it all play out, See how it all plays out? This thing's got to play itself out. Whatever this moon energy, 6 of cups, Scorpio energy, 5 of wands, hate, 5 of swords, sneaky, deceptive, slaughter. They wanted to slaughter you. Ooh, they wanted to destroy you and they went too far. That's what Spirit just said. Now they're getting that back double. The Knight of Wands, you're moving forward to some type of celebration. Okay, so Spirit says there's talk about, get it out, Holy Spirit. Thank you. True spell. There's an adventure of the Spirit. They're talking about, because there's a lot of conversation going on. Both my ears are ringing, okay? There's a lot of talk about how you're setting foot upon a new horizon, a new world. And at this level, there's divine intervention. There's prosperity. There's a lot of wealth. There's a lot of money coming in. I don't know what this is, but this is a gift from the divine. And it's money so that you can live a good life. It's money so that you can be comfortable. And there's conversations with the moon's energy about what was really lurking beneath the surface, is that these were really the bad guys that were trying to cast the shadows of illusions onto somebody who's the star. But when you show up playing the role that they casted for you and you did a really good job, they then felt like, oh, what a fool. We can now snatch whatever that is that they have. We can stop it. We can take it. The Ace of Swords, they wanted your ability to see the truth. They wanted your ability to be in all this beautiful energy. They wanted to steal it. It's a group of thieves. Spirit just says they're thick as thieves. Now there's a barrier between you and these people, and they have the 10 of wands on their back with the 5 of pentacles in poverty. It's like spending $10, investing time and energy, resources, because scared money doesn't make any money. So they were solid on what they did. They spent $10 and now they're $1,000 in the negative. It's like that times 10. It's something like that. 4 of swords. Spirit said they're about to lay down. The respite, the chamber, deep in meditation, ready for combat. They didn't know that you're preparing to play this role. That when you look like you were down, it's like playing dead. It's like, oh, what is it called? What is that called? I had it here on my notes. Hold on. It's like playing possum. That's what I just heard, like playing possum, like laying low. Yeah, these people with the 4 of swords, because I hear them saying like, we unalived you. We left you for dead. We know that what we did worked. Because they took a step into the unknown. They thought that this was a genius plan, scripted. Everybody will think that you're the one that did all of whatever this nastiness is, that only they and their shadows know about, lurking beneath the surface. This is a brilliant plan. We'll dump this on you. You can play the bad guy. We're going to jump a timeline, block your intuition, leave you for dead, and then we'll be able to take whatever this is from you. I feel like some of these people felt like even if they couldn't have your destiny or your energy, they just didn't want you to have it. It's like that. It's a bunch of fools. The spiritual symbolism of playing possum, or more accurately, involuntarily philosophical response of Thanatosis, which is profound and multifaceted in spiritual context. This kind of behavior in spiritual warfare is rarely seen as an act of cowardice. Instead, it is viewed as a masterful, instinctive strategy for survival and transformation. The strategy of stillness. So they feel like they left you for dead, the Four of Swords, laid down, too many burdens, you'll never recover. And all the while you were in this chamber, deep in meditation, preparing for combat, preparing to play the bad guy. This is what I heard. Spiritually playing possum is a lesson in the power of strategy, strategic withdrawal. It teaches you that not every battle requires a frontal assault. So you learn, hey, wait a minute, this is not even my battle. This battle was not even battle worthy. You had to pick and choose your battles, and that's how you fought it. The Four of Swords was you in meditation. They were trying to figure out where you were at. Whole time you somewhere laid up on the couch thinking about your next move. You see through these transparent people. Who did they think that they were fooling? You were over here building and building and building. Wow. They wanted to do this and drop you down a notch, humiliate you for amusement. Wow. Now they're amused because everybody's looking at you in this star energy. They wanted to be amused, and now you are a muse. But everybody's watching in the star energy, Ten of Pentacles with judgment. This is coming from the higher realms. This is Spirit is saying. Mayat is in the building, and the water is falling. Mother Nature's about to drown these people in their sorrows. They're about to play the role as the bad guy. Now, Spirit says, now let's see how well they do being themselves. Because that's what they wanted. This is them, okay? So while you were down for the count, Four Swords, or so they thought, you were really heavy, deep in meditation, they feel like you were playing possum, like, oh, you were pretending like you were dead. But this is them. So they really are like this. This is not an act. They don't have any more war tactics. They don't have anything else up their sleeve. There's nothing else for them to gather and or come up with when it comes to this energy. They've been exiled into their own nastiness. And the Five of Pentacles, poverty, sickness, death, all the things that they stirred up, that pot that they left brewing in Hell's Gate, on Hell's Kitchen, in Hell's Kitchen, and then they just left the kitchen burning. The roof was on fire and they let that mofo burn, and they ran out and they said, oh, it's your turn. And you laid there and you consumed the fire. You drowned in it. A whole while you were preparing for battle. Yeah, she's got a war weapon in her hand. This is why it's raining. When it rains, it pours on the just and the unjust. This is what Spirit is saying. Ace of Wands. I can't make it up. How the hell did you do that? How the hell did you do that? So now, not only are they submerged in their shadows, that means that their demons are with them. They're fighting their own demons times two. Because remember, each demon, when casted out by way of somebody being delivered from a demon, returns back to its vessel, to its rightful owner, with an additional legion of demons. It is written, that is law. So not only now did they get the demons that they sent out back, they're now doubled down. They're getting double the demons. They in the shadows fighting double demons while you ended up in the Ace of Cups. They're not doing a really good job playing themselves. These are people that didn't want to admit to what they had done. They didn't want to be seen as the bad guy. Some of them are really disgusted with themselves, and now they're forced to sit in that disgust. We don't want to discuss it. You was out here just cussing and shit. Just out here being very negligent, all illegitimate, just breaking spiritual law, just running up and through the world like I can do what the hell I want to do. We like, okay, bet. Here you go. Huh? What? Yeah, you get a ticket. A ticket to what? To your own shit show of a mess. I call all my energy back. Close this door, Holy Spirit, please. Divine Mother, Divine Father, thank you, thank you, thank you. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, you are my favorite guy. I love you. Shout out to Archangel Gabriel. You keep blowing that horn for us. Big shout out to Mama Wata. Big shout out to the holy water falling from the sky, coming to wash it all away, to cool these devils down. Yeah. Mama Wata is like, slow down. I'm about to teach you. You're about to learn from a real one. When you aim that gun, when you were having fun, man down. Mama Wata say, I'm about to teach you something. I'm going to drown you in whatever this was that you sent out. You're about to get drowned in the shadows in the valley of death. Times 2, you getting double for your trouble. Ooh. Because see, here's what got them. They could have moved on after you took on this role of the bad guy. You started getting acclamations and affirmations and something about your manifestations. When you started to receive these gifts, they could have just said, okay, child spirit is showing me that obsession rose within them. They looked back. That's where they messed up. And they went back into the shadows because now they're saying, what in the entire hell? How did you do that? Curiosity is what killed their consciousness. It's what happens when you go opening up doors because you did such a good job of playing the bad guy that a group of people were like, what the hell? They went back to open up doors and then they got trapped in the 8 of Swords. Surprise! You're in spiritual jail. Welcome back. Here's all your karma. They're like, what? No, it's hers. No, there's your karma times 2. We're about to double up. Now they're locked into it because now, again, their obsession is what got them. That's what I just heard. Obsession rose within them when they saw that you were doing such a really good job being the bad guy. Now they really need to go back and see, how did you do that? But in order to do that, y'all, they have to be watchers. They have to constantly keep eyes on you. They have to constantly conjure monitoring spirits. They have to constantly sit with that energy. It's a trap door. It's falling into the abyss, but it feels like they're falling in the void. It's a sucker punch. They're being sucked up by their own shadows. And no matter what they say, what is written in the comments, verbal, written, known, y'all in danger. It's a real angry group of masculines that come over here. And when I tell you, I piss these bitches off. They're Tinkerbells, man. They really want to come out of the closet. Like, get your shit together. You can't hate the Divine Mother. That's crazy. Look, they come, I promise you, I saw them in the comments just now, and they probably have typed a whole bunch of stuff up to said point because they don't want y'all to hear the truth. Listen, 6 of Cups, people from the past, and the 5 of Wands. These are bitter guys, and their wands are burning. 5 of Wands is a burning ass wand, a hot wand, an angry wand, a rapist wand. This is all spiritual though, you know? They think and dream about that. Oh, that's crazy. I love y'all, okay? Please remember to take these readings as they resonate. I will be back with more readings. I'm so glad that you came here to Spiritual Core TV Marathon. Give it a thumbs up. Thank you for the donations too, by the way. I am so grateful. I love y'all, okay? I'll see you soon. Peace be with you.